Hey everyone, and welcome! Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on the internet itself. We're talking about the language that builds pretty much every single web page you've ever seen, HTML. Think of it as the ultimate blueprint for the web.
You know, you're clicking around a website, and have you ever just stopped and wondered what's actually holding all this together? The words, the pictures, the links, it feels like magic, right? Well, it's not magic, it's code. And the skeleton holding it all up is HTML. All right, so to make this super clear, we're going to use a really simple analogy. Think of building a website like you're building a house. It all has to start somewhere, and for us, that's the blueprint.
So what is HTML officially? Well, it stands for HyperText Markup Language. But here's the most important thing to get right away. It's not a programming language. It doesn't do math or complicated logic. Its one and only job is to give a web page structure. It tells the web browser what something is, not what to do with it.
And what I love is that the name itself tells you the whole story. The hypertext part, that's all about the links, the things that connect one page to another to create this massive web of information. And the markup language part, that's about describing your content, literally marking it up to say, hey browser, this bit here is a heading, or this part is a paragraph. So how does it do all this marking up? With little instructions called tags. You can see one here for a paragraph. Think of tags as the bricks, the wood, the nails of our house. They're just little commands wrapped in angle brackets, and most of them come in pairs. You have an opening tag to say start here, and a closing tag with that little / to say and stop here.
Okay, so we've got our blueprint and our building materials. Now it's time to actually put up the frame for our digital house. And believe it or not, every single HTML page on the internet has the same basic, predictable structure.
The very first line of any modern web page is always this one, the doc type declaration. Now, this isn't technically an HTML tag itself. It's more like an instruction to the browser right at the top that says, hey, get ready. What you're about to read is modern HTML. It just sets the rules of the game before we even start.
Right after that, we have the big one, the HTML tag. This is the master container. It's the foundation and the outer walls of our house. Everything, and I mean absolutely everything that makes up the web page has to go inside this opening and closing HTML tag. Now inside our house, we have two main sections. The first is the head. This is kind of like the control room or the attic. It holds a bunch of important behind-the-scenes info that you don't actually see on the page. Things like the title that shows up in your browser tab, that lives in the head. So does important data for search engines.
And then you have the body. This is where the party is. This is the living room, the kitchen, the whole shebang. Every piece of text, every image, every link, anything you actually see and interact with lives inside the body tags. So the head is for the browser, but the body? The body is for us.
And here it is, the complete structure all laid out. See how it's all nested inside each other? Kind of like those Russian nesting dolls. The HTML and body are inside the HTML. The title is inside the head. This logical hierarchy is the universal standard that every single browser on Earth understands. So our frame is up, it's strong, it's stable, but it's empty. Now it's time for the fun part, furnishing the rooms. In HTML, this just means adding the actual content that people are going to see.
First things first, every room needs a main focus, and every page needs a main title. For that, we use the H1 tag, which stands for Heading 1. This is for your most important headline, and trust me, search engines pay a lot of attention to this one. You've also got H2, H3, all the way down to H6 for subheadings to organize your thoughts.
And what about just normal text? Well, for any block of text, we use the P tag for paragraph. It's probably one of the tags you'll see more than any other, and it's perfect for just breaking up your text so it's easy to read.
And here's what that code actually looks like in a browser. See that? The heading is big and bold, and the paragraph is just standard text. The browser just reads the tags and does what it's told. Now, you might be thinking, okay, but what about the colors and the fonts? Ah, that's where HTML's best friend, CSS, comes into play. Just remember, HTML is the skeleton, CSS provides the style.
Of course, the web is way more than just text. To add a picture, we use the image tag. Notice this one's a little different. It's a self-closing tag, so it doesn't need to pair. That SRC part stands for source, and it's what we call an attribute. It's just extra information that tells the browser where to find the image file it needs to show. What if you need to organize things into a list? HTML's got you covered. The UL tag creates an unordered list, bullet points, for when the order doesn't really matter. But if you need a specific sequence, like steps in a recipe, you use the OL tag for an ordered, numbered list. Super simple, but so useful for making things clear.
Okay, our house is built, it's fully furnished, it looks great, but there's one tiny problem. It's completely isolated. We need to add some doors that connect our page to the rest of the world. And this, right here, is where the hypertext part of HTML really shines.
The key to all of this connection is arguably the most important, most powerful tag in all of HTML, the anchor tag, or as you'll see it, the A tag. This is the little guy that creates hyperlinks, the very fabric of the internet.
Here's how it works. You just wrap the text you want people to click on inside the A tags. Then you use the href attribute, that stands for Hypertext Reference, to tell the browser the exact web address to go to when someone clicks it. It's so simple, but this is literally what makes the web a web.
So let's put it all together real quick. We started with our blueprint, HTML, to give the page its structure. Then we built the frame using HTML, head, and body. We furnished it with content like headings and pictures. And finally, we opened the doors with anchor tags connecting our page to the entire world.
And there you have it. That is the simple, elegant blueprint that powers every single website you use. From a tiny personal blog to a massive online store, it all starts right here with these fundamental building blocks. So, now that you've seen the blueprint, what will you build?